presents Pier Sounds, an October concert series at Pier 62 on the downtown Seattle waterfront, featuring sensational regional bands and artists, including the Black Tones on October 2nd. These free, family-friendly concerts welcome everyone to come and enjoy live music and the sights and sounds of Seattle's waterfront. Pier 62 was home to one of the most iconic and popular music events in the city, Summer Nights on the Pier. Pier Sounds concert series forges this memory with new energy and music on a revitalized Pier 62 to reignite the sense of celebration and community in the place where it all began. The Pier Sounds new concert series at Pier 62.
Visit puresounds.org for free tickets and more info.
The Beat of the Fox with Nastiness is back on K-Fox Night Beat.
Yo, what's the deal? It's the legendary Hall of Fame DJ Mixmaster Ice from UTFO.
What's up? Who you thought this is? This is Sir Mix-a-Lot.
And this is Terry Lewis.
And I'm Grand Mixer GMS.
What's up, y'all? This is DJ Third Degree.
This is JJ Hudson from the High Children family.
Sunday nights from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's K-Fox Night Beat with DJ Nastiness.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music. Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
That's right. Noi. Peace.
Welcome to the coronavirus pandemic. I'll take coronavirus for 100. Fever, chills, shortness of breath, loss of taste or smell. What is staying home and isolate? Correct.
Coronavirus for 200.
Inability to stay awake, persistent pain or pressure in chest, trouble breathing. What is seek immediate help? Correct.
Coronavirus for 500.
Crippling and potentially dead infectious disease eliminated in the United States with vaccination.
What is the polio vaccine?
Correct.
I'll take coronavirus for 700.
The Daily Double! Should I take the coronavirus vaccine? Wait. Hold up. This is not a game. It's time for serious discussions. We have coronavirus vaccines, but not everyone is comfortable taking them. Here's the facts. Based on what has been proven about vaccines for other diseases, COVID-19 vaccine may help keep you from getting seriously ill, even if you do get the virus. Getting vaccinated also may protect people around, particularly those at greater risk for severe illness from COVID-19. We don't yet have all of the answers. Get informed, talk to your healthcare physician, and make the right decision for you. This is a message supported by the Washington State Department of Health.
Would you like to see when your favorite Rainier Avenue Radio show comes on? Check out our show schedule, updated weekly at rainieravenue.radio.world.
Everybody, drink some water, or you will not last for long. Everybody, drink some water, or you will not last for long. A little thirsty, kind of parched. Like you got dry mouth and you're wondering what to do. Dig a little deeper and understand that it's bigger than you and it's bigger than me too. But I'm telling you what I think about the sticky situation sticky that it be. Now I ain't gonna trip, not even a little bit. Cause if I trip I might slip and mess around up on my head like I did last time a long time ago. I'm gonna drink the water, and if you know what's good for you, get a glass. Everybody, drink some water, or you and I last for long. Everybody, drink some water, or you and I last for long. Diamonds and pearls, all the money in the world, it means nothing if you're not among the living saints. Diamonds and pearls, all the money in the world, it means nothing if you're not among
Y'all take
the
a break
living.
now.
Play on, come on now. Lord.
Father God, we just want to thank you for another opportunity to have the Thatguy Rcurtis Show. And we thank you for the guests that have graced us with their presence on the show. Father, we ask that you take over this show and anything that is not of you, that it just doesn't even have an opportunity to touch the show, Father. We pray that everybody that is on this stage or on this crew, from the engineers to the guests, to the hosts and the guest hosts, that you just guide them, Father God, and you let your will be done and not ours. In the mighty name of your Son, Christ Jesus, we thank you for this opportunity. We love you. We bless you.
You and I could be something permanent, baby, because I think you're wonderful, and I can see permanent situation, baby. And I promise to keep you satisfied. Yeah. Everything you ask for, I'll give it to you. As long as I got it, you'll never need one thing. And that's my word. My word is my bond. And I break it for no one. Yeah. When we've been hanging, drinking and eating. I think you're special. Oh, I think you're so answer me special. This question. Yeah. You go with me. Will you go with me? No, seriously, will you be my lady? Will you be my lady? Oh, yeah. Oh. Hey, oh. Look here. You and I could be be reckoned with, babe. We will stand the test of all time. Our bond, our love, and our truth. No man, no woman will break. 'Cause we'll have our ears together. We'll trust in God forever. Now let's dance, man.
Never wanna fight like we did last night. Said some things that we shouldn't say. Use some words that we both know aren't right. Now we're so ashamed. Felt like pins and needles when we laid in bed. Back to back, not a single word was said. Oh, well, baby, I'm sorry. Bring me that strong black coffee. Hot 'cause my body is calling. Rise like the sun in the morning. Love is a blessing and a curse at times. In a war of give and take. Feels like we've done this dance only 1,000 times. Is loving you my mistake? I'll just hold on to the good thoughts I can find. I'm more than ready to leave all this mess behind us. Well, baby, I'm sorry. Bring me that strong black coffee. Hot 'cause my body is calling. Rise like the sun in the morning. Baby, kiss me, touch me, bring me that coffee. Waiting for you to come home. I didn't mean it, don't worry. Baby, I'm sorry. Bring me that strong black coffee. Hot 'cause my body is calling. Rise like the sun in the morning. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. Bring me that strong black.
soul dances. Reflections of movement in the looking glass bounce back only images the natural eye can see. Shadows on the wall, shadows on the floor, move in synchronized rhythms with me. As my soul dances, there appears evidence of power only the spiritual eye can view. The process by which I become new. Shackles of pain, fear, heartache, and shame loosen the hold around my feet. This is where my mind, my body, my spirit, and soul shall meet. A place where every burden and weight cease. A moment when the hourglass flips and time begins to increase. An experience that feels as if the heavenly realms I have.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to the Thatguy Rcurtis Show. I am Thatguy Rcurtis, and we got a very special guest today, Miss Angela Ardis. She is an author, a film writer, amongst quite a few other things. She even does animation and TV, and you know what I mean, just a whole bunch. Please bear with me. We already prayed, so God gonna make it do what it do. So without further ado, please welcome to the show, Miss Angela Ardis. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Oh boy.
We're working on it. We're getting there. It's getting
there. First of all, thank you. We're honored to have you on the show again. Last time there was technical difficulties. This time there's technical difficulties. You know, the devil's a lie. We're gonna keep it moving on. I want to congratulate you on everything that you're doing. I think it's pretty amazing how you're a part of quite a few things, books and TV and everything. I think that's pretty amazing. I want to ask you, how do you find time for everything?
It's hard. I'm more of somebody that writes in pieces. It doesn't all come together at one time. So I always either, I'll record on my phone, or I'll type something on my phone, or I have 1,000 sticky notes, but I'll put the project of whatever it is wherever I am when things come to me. And only once I get flowing on something am I really sitting stationary inside of it. Right. I'm not like one of those writers that sit and say, I wrote for 12 hours today.
Right.
I thought I went shopping. I went, take my mom here or there or whatever, play with my dog and all of that. In that process, I'm also, thinking and cultivating ideas, and I'm trying to get scenes together in dialogue, because you figure there's so many people in the dialogue that you have to come up with, what are they talking about? What are they saying? Where are they? And I at least want to get the initial thoughts out. So I just kind of stick them here and there. And then once I get all of that done, then I'll put it all together. And then I'm sitting still for literally 12. I can sit for 12 hours and edit. And that's a much easier process than the top of the head coming up with, everything. That's a lot. Uh-oh, I think you froze. Can you hear me?
Mm. Okay. And
honey, I can't believe I'm in a space. I don't even know if it's funny. I'm unsure of what's next to face. But there are some times when you realize that something has just gotta go. You look in the mirror and into eyes that you've never seen before. Who am I now that I'm letting go? All that I thought I was, with nothing to show. Ooh, who am I now that I'm letting go? All that I thought I was, with nothing to show. I'm moving to newness so slowly. I'd love to pick up the pace and get on my path with a knowing that shoots me into outer space. See, I feel ashamed by the wasted time that I made all about me. I long to dance to the beat of life and not care what anyone thinks. Who am I now that I'm letting go? All that I thought I was, with nothing to show. Ooh, who am I now as I'm letting it go? All that I thought I was.
all right.
Say working overtime. He working overtime right now. It's okay though.
And it's like, you know, yeah. Okay. So anyway. Oh, there you go.
Little homie.
Welcome to the show,
Hi.
a little homie. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off so I can, these lungs can build up. Angela, again, thank you. It's an honor. Apologize about all this.
Oh, no worries. Say it was me last time. Y'all heard the feedback last time. It was me. It's all good.
Yeah, but we got to get it together like a tight piece of leather. Y'all have a wonderful show. I appreciate you, Queens. All right.
All right.
All right.
Thanks. I apologize to everyone. I had to restart my laptop. It's kind of old and it has little moments and everything. And tried to use another laptop, but it wasn't picking up the mic or the camera. So I'm like, great. But welcome to Thatguy Rcurtis Show, which was formerly known as R&R Live Jam Sessions Present. I'm the little homie, and today we have Angela Ardis, as Rcurtis had introduced her earlier. And so we want to say welcome, Angela.
Thank you.
We are so glad that you are here today. You remember the first time that you ever wrote your first story or poem or script?
I was 7. I started writing short stories when I was 7. And my mom bought me, I think it happened when my mom bought me my first diary at 7. Mm-hmm. And writing in that, I think I just started writing stories in their little short stories and stuff. And then that branched out into actual short stories. And then poetry, a lot of poetry. I think poetry came first. Because I have poems that I've written from 7 on. I mean, I've always written poems my whole life. I think that's how I express myself to myself if I'm frustrated or in love or not in love or mad, then that's kind of what I do. I do the poetry thing because it's fast. And then it turned into the script stuff didn't start until I was about 28. I think I wrote my first script at 28.
Okay, awesome. So with your poems, did you ever share your poems with people, especially, the person who inspired you? Or you said
well, yeah. So if I had a boyfriend at the time, it was probably for him anyway, whether I was mad or not. So yeah, he got a chance to see it. But no, normally not. But then I did put out a poetry book with a lot of poems that I have, probably in 2009, I think. Mm-hmm. So that's out there in the universe. There's probably about 50 poems in there that I wrote over my lifetime.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, what are some differences you experience when you're writing a story versus writing a script?
A story is more elaborate. You go more into detail with a story. I have to paint the picture for you. You know what I mean? Like I can't just say interior Angela's bedroom. She walked in and laid on the bed. You don't know what it looks like. You have no idea what I could have a twin size bed. I could have a cot. You don't know what that room, I could have some comforters on the floor. You don't know what that bedroom looks like. So I have to paint that picture for you and give you the whole scene so that you feel like you walk through that room, into that room. If I do a script, I can literally put Angela's bedroom, contemporary, queen size bed, lace, disheveled. And you will see that it's the set decorator and the cinematographer's job to figure out what that looks like.
Oh, wow.
So I don't have to put that much energy into it. I can let them know what it looks like, whether it's rugged, whether it's, there's posters hanging. So they have an idea of where I'm at with what vision I see, but then they'll decide what that room actually looks like.
Now, how do you feel when you see your written work coming to life?
Man, it's nothing like it. I was telling some friends of mine the very first movie, Hollywood Hearts, when the actor said the lines that I had put in there. I mean, it was orgasmic.
Oh, wow.
It was really, it was amazing to just know that you put pen to paper and then watch them say it and act it out the way that you envisioned it in your head. And I mean, there's nothing like it. Or if people read a book and they get it, you know what I mean? Like they understood what I was trying to say and they felt the emotions that I was trying to instill when you read it. And when they put it all together and they actually felt that means I did my job.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a process you go through, like, as you write or prepare to write your story or script or you shaking your head?
No, it is very spiritual for me. Like if I have a production company that's giving me an outline or a treatment, then it's very specific what they want. It doesn't necessarily have all the dialogue in it or where they are, but this is what they want. So then I kind of take a day or two to get inside of what they gave me. I'll channel it. And then the characters honestly start to talk. And so therefore I'm jotting, like I told Thatguy Rcurtis, is that I start to jot stuff down, or I'll talk in my phone, or I'll type, text myself what I'm thinking, because it's not one of those things where I can say, oh, I'll remember that when I get home. I won't. I will not, because it could be 14 other things that I'm working on that comes through before that thought comes back. Right. And it rarely ever comes back, or it's never in the context in which I first thought of it. So there's lots of sticky notes and, all kinds of things that I use as tools, and I put them all together eventually. Then I'll sit down and put the scenes together, or look at the sticky notes and see if it triggers something else. And it probably takes me maybe about 2 or 3 days to cultivate a situation where I'm actually sitting in front of the computer and typing. But it for the first 1 to 3 days, I'm channeling and trying to just walking around, doing my life, running errands and stuff like that, with it constantly circling around in my head.
Oh. Now, have you ever had to deal with writer's block or anything?
Oh my God, yeah. Books give me writer's block more than scripts do.
Oh wow.
The only thing that blocks me with scripts sometimes is trying to figure out where they're gonna go next.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I need to make it super dramatic, then I'll come up with something that's probably kind of flat, and then I have to find what's gonna make it hype, what's gonna get somebody excited about the scene, you know, or is this scene even necessary? You know what I mean? But books, yeah, I get blocked on books more because it's more detailed. Like I really got to know what they're doing exactly. A script I can kind of glide a little bit. Like I don't have to know exactly every single thing, every movement, every whatever, you know what I mean? But with a book, I do. It's a little bit more challenging.
I understand. I mean, I just think it's awesome. We are getting ready to go take a break, but when we come back, we will have some more questions for you, Angela.
All righty.
All right, so stay.
Listen to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Rainier Avenue Radio.world, and on Twitter at Rainier Ave Radio.
High school football is back, but guess what? We need more referees. There's a constant need for qualified individuals to work our high school football game. Please consider becoming a football official. Go to pnfoa.com to sign up today. That's pnfoa.com to sign up today. This is a message brought to you by Rainier Avenue Radio.world, your home for Metro High School football.
Kind of nonsense conversation we're having here.
The Neon Ghost Show. Right here on Rainier. What's it? Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Right about now.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world. I'm so tired. I have to pee.
We got the feeling now.
Yeah.
R&B, soul, funk, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. We give you all that and more on Star Time. Join me, Paul Pearson, for a 2-hour trip through the history of R&B. A new episode every week on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Come and get the feeling on Star Time on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
All of us have struggled through the COVID-19 pandemic, and many of our communities have been particularly hard hit. Some things definitely need to change, but a few things should stay the same, like protecting your child from serious diseases you can prevent now. Preventable diseases like measles, mumps, and whooping cough. Is camp, childcare, or in-person school on your family's agenda? Give your child a healthy and safe summer and school year by making sure they're up to date on vaccinations and well child visits. You have the power to protect. Call your healthcare provider to find out what vaccinations your child is due for and make an appointment today. If you need help finding a provider, visit parenthelp123.org or call the Help Me Grow Washington hotline at 1-800-322-2588. An interpretation is available.
This is Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Well, welcome back, everyone. I'm Little Homie, and we just want to welcome you back to Thatguy Rcurtis Show. We are here talking to Angela Ardis. Welcome back, Angela.
Hey.
So, do you remember the first time you had your first conversation with Tupac?
Yes. It was the second day after he left the message on the machine. It wasn't that long, you know, it was kind of, he finally could put a voice with the letter. I sprayed the letter with perfume and put my phone number in it, had a picture in there, and he commented on, I think it was my high school prom picture, to be honest with you. And was just, you know, asking me whether or not, if we became really cool, if I would come visit him. And, you know, in my mind, I wasn't sure if he was serious, but then I wasn't sure if I was serious because I wasn't even believing what was happening. So it was just kind of one of those out of body things like, yeah, sure. If we, get to know each other better. I'm sure. Why not? I mean, you're going to be in there for 4 years or however long he's going to be in there for. But I never thought it would happen. Like I didn't even think the exchange was going to happen. I didn't even think, even with the call, I still didn't think the letters would come.
Oh, wow. Did you ever think that, like somebody might be trying to impersonate him or, or catfish you?
No, it came from a correctional facility. It's no, I wasn't, it sounded like him. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't, no, it never crossed my mind. I don't even think catfish was out back then. It didn't cross my mind. No.
But people, that happen to people all the time, though. Yeah. They go see the person. What? You know fucking me that way.
Yeah, he could have got another prisoner to call me. He could have. He sure could have. I wouldn't have known the difference, to be honest with you. But to me, it did sound like him when he wrote the letters. Yeah, because we weren't Googling and all of that back then, so I didn't even have I wouldn't have even been able to look and see if he had written anything like in his hand. Like we didn't have, you look back then and we didn't have that ability. This was like 95, I think 94, 95. Okay. What abilities did we have computer wise? It wasn't that. It wasn't what we have now. Like now I could go Google and see what his handwriting looks like and is, that kind of thing. But I could have been catfished. Is why my mother was very worried, probably. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about it. This was my first story, my first bet I ever won in my whole life, so I wasn't worried about anything. It was fine. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Now you've written quite a few books. Would you please tell us about some of them?
Yeah, so you have the Tupac book, and then I wrote a series called The Block. And The Block is about 5 kids living on imagine the worst possible block you could possibly live on. If you rode down that street, you would wonder if there were really people living in those houses. They are experiencing extreme levels of abuse and neglect, but they come together, they find each other, come together, and figure out how to get off of that block. They grow up, like we go from 7 years old, I believe I have them at 7, to 18 by the time they get off that block. And it's not through like a lot of people will do extreme violent stuff in flashbacks. Like the older people are telling the story. And this particular book, I have it in the child's voice as the child is being abused and all that kind of stuff. So it's super, super heavy. And then the second book, they're off the block. Their lives have changed. And they've grown a lot. The whole lot happens on that block, but they've grown a lot, only to realize that the block was not really a place where they lived. It was a place where they were put. So in finding out who their actual real parents are and how they got there and the whys to it, and finding out all the connections that they actually all have and didn't know at all, they find themselves by the end of book 2 back on the block. And now they have to get off. Book 3, which I am not done with yet. Okay. That writer's block thing is happening. Is that the people who are responsible for having put them there and their parents and all of that kind of stuff, because these people kind of are their parents. It gives you the background story of who they are, how they got there, how they put this place together that holds all these people that are on drugs. And they're just, I mean, it's a whole life being lived in there. It's a whole little circle. Think of the dome, the story of the dome, where the whole city was under a dome. They're not under a dome, but it's a whole space. It's a labyrinth that they live inside of, that they don't know that that these people don't know they live inside of. And the kids only got off because of some connections that they had inside that they didn't know they had until way later. It's very complicated. It was a lot of people. Now that was a lot of people to do it at one time.
Oh, wow.
That was a lot, because the first book had 5 kids plus people, plus other people, and their stories were crazy. And then to bring in the people who you didn't know who they were in book 2, it was probably about 20 people that I was writing inside of book 2.
Wow.
Yeah. 20 main characters, not to mention the people who come and go, but about 20 main characters, which was a lot.
Okay.
And then there's a poetry book. And then I also wrote Delay's book, Delay the Comedian.
Yes.
I wrote his book. It's called Delay, The Journey Behind the Smile. And it's his life story up until now. And it's really deep. It's super emotional. I used his words completely. We have audio inside of that book as well as you reading it. We were trying to put video inside, but we were on a deadline and we didn't get a chance to do that. But I highly recommend that book as well. It's really, really good. It's getting really good reviews.
Okay. Now, where can people go to see your information?
I have a website, www.angelaardis.com. You can go there. Everything me is there. And also on Amazon. Everything's on Amazon or any bookstore that you, internet that you know, Barnes and Nobles, all of that. You can get all of those books anywhere.
Awesome. Now, out of all the works that you have done, do you have any favorites? You know, any that are near and dear to your heart?
They all are for different reasons. No one particular one is the one per se. But like the Tupac book, because it was like my first. It wasn't about the book. It was like my first experience with a guy that was completely mental. Mm-hmm. That made that special. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have sex. We didn't do any of that. It was completely mental. And I'd never had that in my whole life. And I still haven't since then. But yeah, yes, that made that special to me. The Block is special because that was from the ground up. I didn't have letters to reference. It wasn't an experience that I'd gone through. It was building a house from the ground, buying the wood and the nails and digging up the dirt and putting the basement in. That was what The Block was. And for 2 books to have come out of my body regarding that, as heavy as that was, and I have transference of energy problems. So I was surprised I didn't sink into a hole because it's so dark. It's a very dark book. But I'm proud of that book because the reviews that it's gotten let me know that I related properly. You know what I'm saying? You're never sure. I'm never sure. I don't want you to think that, you know, I'm walking around like, oh yeah, right. I do that. I don't. I'm very leery about letting people read my stuff. It's scary when I actually put it out. Because I remember when the Tupac book came out, I was hiding. I was hiding under the covers in South Carolina. I was hiding. Oh, I was not ready for it to come. And my girlfriend blew my phone up and she was like, they are talking about you on the radio. I'm like, is it bad? I was terrified. But it did good. It's still doing great. You know what I mean? And I'm just happy that people received it for what it was for, to give you another look at another side of him that you wouldn't have gotten a chance to see without his letters. I didn't tell you anything about Tupac. Tupac told you about Tupac in his letters because I didn't know him like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is awesome though. Just to write somebody's story and everything. Yeah. Now I want to know, okay, you are the founder and CEO of Behind Four Walls Entertainment and the co-founder of 3113 Productions Llc.
Yes. What
pushed you to, you know, start these companies?
COVID. COVID did, because, you know, I was working with some production companies, and it's so hard to get your stuff out. It's so hard because you're always asking somebody else for permission. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if I can write it and you can finance it and you can direct it and I got this guy, he can produce it, then I have a team.
Right.
What do I need that over there for? I can buy a network. I can buy space. I can buy a Netflix situation where you pay to see the videos. I just got to give you the content. So why wouldn't I have my own company doing that if people come to me to have their projects written so that then they can produce it, then if I have that gift to write, why wouldn't I have my own?
That's a good point. Can you repeat that again?
Nope, I can't say it again.
Go ahead, repeat it again. So I have my own.
I have my own. So I have two, and one is for my project specifically, and the other one with my co-owner partner. It's the projects that we collaborate on together, and it's very much so based on for comedians, because we want to bring the old heads back, the ones that didn't get a chance to do the TV and stuff that are still super funny. So I will write specifically for them and their cadence, give them the show, because it needs to be greenlit because they want to be in it. So if I write you something that caters to you and your comedy and your who you are, who you come across as, then you're not really acting at all. You're just being you. And there'll be great shows. There'll be really, really great shows. I'm looking forward to it. It should all launch by summertime next year. I'm just getting all the content. We're getting all the content together and everything right now, and doing the pitch deck so that when we're ready to roll out, we're rolling out.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
2 companies. You do ghostwriting, live production, animation, film, television. You got a lot going on.
It's a lot. It's a lot of people in here.
And you have to constantly, but you have to constantly, try and balance it all out, right? It
balances, because I don't take too many projects at one time. I'll probably at the most shuffle maybe about 3 or 4, but then they all have different timelines, and they all come and go throughout the day. So it's not. I stay pretty organized. I have my binders and my tabs, and I'm pretty organized. My color sticky notes for each thing. I got a mountain of sticky notes over here. I'm not gonna run out ever, but I have it pretty much organized to where if I'm jotting stuff down for this or that, or one runs faster than the other, then it's not a big deal. The deadlines are cohesive to what I can do and actually give you. I'm not going to give you a deadline I cannot do. I'm not going to promise you something even for more money that I can get it done over somebody who's already paying me to get theirs done by a certain time. That's not ethically right to me. It's not. The integrity of what I told that other person has to stand. That's all I have. In this industry, that's really all you have is your integrity and your word. And I want mine to stay clean and clear, because it's too small of an industry to destroy yourself, lying and extending and making up excuses as to why you didn't get their project done when the contract said it was supposed to be done. So I don't do that. Either you can wait or you can find somebody else to write it. It's all good.
Oh, wow.
You'll be back.
We have a couple of comments, by the way, from Thatguy Rcurtis. He says, "Oh, wow, you have a way with words, don't you?" And they also said facts and dope. All these different things that you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think it's awesome. Because I don't know if that's something that's really publicly, available as far as like people find out, we have like women entrepreneurs who are out there with their own production companies, you know, and you writing it, like you said, I got my own team. I got my 2 companies. I'm gonna work within, how I'm gonna work within my time frame and keep it moving.
Yeah, because you don't have to beg anybody for any. I always found it confusing. People do these projects and they actually put their money up. Then they want to put it on, get it to Hollywood and all that. Then Hollywood says, no, we're not really looking for that. Then they go trash that or they set it aside. I'm like, I'm sorry, you just spent how much money doing that? And you're just gonna set it aside because they said no? No, you put that out. We need content. We need content all day, especially Black people. We just need as much content as we can possibly get. Right. And if you spent that money to get it done, then find the money and find the resources to get it out so that people can see it. It's important.
Awesome. Have you had a lot of challenges though, as far as like with writing or even starting your own companies?
Not yet.
Oh,
not yet, because I'm not full-fledged into it yet. I haven't dived completely. Ask me the same question this time next year, I can tell you different. Okay. I can tell you exactly what's going on. But no, so far, no, because so far it's just me, my partner, and the collaborations that I have with other people to get the work done, to get the writing finished. That's the biggest thing. And that's not too hard, because normally I have treatments, and that makes it easier for me to just mesh it on out and get it out in a couple of weeks, and they'll have their copies, and they can go do what they're doing and give me the next project. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I said, myself, my personal projects, it's a little bit harder because, again, I'm building my own house. And it takes me a little bit more focus than it does somebody just giving me the whole, this beginning, middle, end. This is the beginning, middle, end. This is what it's going to be, and mine is like, what is the middle? I don't know. I can tell you the beginning and the end. I don't know what happens in the middle.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome, though. That's really good. Now, what are some lessons that you could possibly share that you've learned with others who are aspiring to be writers?
Just write. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about format. Don't worry about punctuation. Don't worry about spelling. Just write. That's the hardest part, believe it or not. If somebody says, I have a life story I want to tell, then in their minds, they're saying, I got to start from a baby and go all the way to now. You don't ever have to. You can start wherever you want to start in your life. You can start in the middle and then go back. You can just tell the stories. Just write the stories down. What do you think you want in there? Do you know what I'm saying? And only you can write them. Only you can write them. So if you're not writing and you're just talking about it, it's never going to happen. Pen to paper or fingers to keyboard, whatever you got to do, just start writing. And once you start seeing what you wrote, then maybe you'll keep going and get it done. Or at a certain point, you like, I have all these things that I want to have in a book. Bullets. You can bullet it. Now you need somebody to help you put it together. That's where somebody like me comes in. I can do that. That was Delay's problem. He did not know how to put it together, but he knew he wanted to have a book. So I got it out. We did recordings for like probably about 3.5 months. And then I transcribed those recordings. It was about 1,200 pages. And then I took that 1,200 pages and made it into 300, and I think his book is 353 pages.
Oh, wow.
So I had to go in there and find his story and make it move the way he needed it to move, and make you laugh and feel and cry and get mad and the whole nine for him. And when he got it back, it was way more than he ever could have imagined it would have been. He had no idea how I was going to put it together based off the questions I was asking. But that's my job. You know what I'm saying? That's my job. I'm a storyteller, and I love it.
Awesome. What are some of your favorite stories that you've read so far in life?
Well, way back when, it was like Iyanla Vanzant and who was it? Terry McMillan. Like, I love those. Judy Blume is way, we can get a headache on that far back. But now it's more like Eckhart Tolle, The Good Earth. It's metaphysical. It's kind of like, where are we going? What do I need to be doing with my life? Somebody help me. Am I on the right track? I need a psychic. That's where I'm at right now. I have started reading a lot of African-American books, studies, like for slavery and stuff like that, because I honestly didn't know a lot about it. I didn't read it growing up. I didn't hear about it till I was grown. I mean, honestly, I know that sounds a little ignorant, but I just didn't. I was busy reading Judy Blume, but it's super interesting and very frustrating. And I'm just now getting mad. So people been mad for it. I mean, because of how we've been done in our life, and the trials and tribulations that we've gone through, and for what and why, and still. It's the gall of it all. It's the gall. And I don't understand how I don't understand the hows of it. But reading it does frustrate me a lot. It makes me angry. I can only read it a little bit at a time. I can't engulf a whole lot of it, because it's just so heavy, because it's still happening and we haven't fixed it. It's not fixed.
You're right. R. Curtis, he wrote a comment. I wrote a book while I was in the hospital. I had COVID and it hurts.
You gonna put it out? You'll put that book out. Tell everybody what that tell everybody what that is. Put that book out, please.
Wait for his response. Well, that guy Rcurtis, what are you gonna say? Wait for your response.
Put that book out, sir.
Because I feel like life-changing experience. And those survive COVID-19, why not write about it? Share with others.
You might as well. Yep. Absolutely write about it. Yeah, there's a story in everything, and everybody has one. And I just encourage people to write it. And it's not just be cognizant. Good. He said he's gonna publish it. Good. Just be cognizant of who you have in your stories and how you relay them. Because, once you publish it, it's out there forever. And you have to be careful because sometimes your secrets are other people's secrets too. So in you telling your truth, you're also telling somebody else's truth. And you just have to be cognizant of that. Even if you change the names of people who know you would know exactly who you're talking about, opposed to like the world wouldn't have a clue who any of the people are. But that's just my biggest advice to people who are writing stuff.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that movie. I think it was The Help. Because the character was working on writing a book, and then he's talking about the pie and everything, and people started figuring things out.
The whole town knew exactly. The whole town knew exactly who she was talking about. Yep, exactly. And you have to be careful of that because, or not. If it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter. But it can come back and bite you, especially nowadays with all the social media, and you just have access to so much more stuff now.
Wow. I mean, like, will people come back and try and sue or anything like that?
They could. I mean, even if you change the names, it just depends on what it is, how specific you were to what it is that happened to that person. And if people know who that person is, then I think they could sue for defamation or something, if depending on what it is that you said. I don't see why not. Because I asked permission for my roommate in the Tupac book if I could use her name and the things that were happening, and she was fine with that. It wasn't anything bad, but I mean, she was cool. And my mama, I didn't ask her permission because she was gonna get in there anyway.
That guy Rcurtis, he's written a couple of comments. He was saying that his book has a lot more info in it, and this was inspired through to give me. This was inspired through me to give to whomever needs to hear it.
It's a lot of people need to hear it. They really do need to know what's going on with that. And until you know somebody that's actually had it, because I don't know anybody who's had it yet. Not to where they have been hospitalized or had not major issues with it. So yeah, I would be very interested to read it. I'll buy it. I'll buy your first book.
Let me see. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So, but we really do appreciate you being on the show today, and we want people to go and check out your website, Angela Ardis, ARDIS.com. See all the works and stuff that you have done so far, and we're here to support you even with your future works, and we can't wait to have you back on the show again. We wish you much success.
And then also on the website too, know that you can purchase any of the copies of the block, and I'll sign them for you and send them to you personally.
Awesome. And that's your website.
Say the many faces of who. Yeah.
That is all right. That is all right. I love how your website is designed too, because you have your recordings on here too. So click on a picture and then play, and we hear about you as the author, or as a model, or we even saying something about like the books that you wrote. So I think that's pretty cool.
Thank you. I tried to make it interesting.
Yeah. Oh, and that guy Rcurtis, he put another comment. Well, you know me now.
I'm gonna get that book too. Post it on my social media for you.
All right. Well, thank you again. Our time's winding down. You have a good one, and we'll see you on this later. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.